The logo for the Seattle team, for the Seahawks, is a bird with a hooked beak. Sanxingdui pit number 2 produced a large bird with hooked beak. So the local Seattle people say, hey, this looks like our ancestors. I was very excited about the new discoveries at Sanxingdui in 1986, but it took some time to study them, to research them. So in the late 1990s, when I was the curator for Chinese art in the Seattle Art Museum in the United States, I decided to develop a comprehensive exhibition showcasing ancient Sichuan cultures to the people in North America. This has been the largest ever exhibition of ancient Sichuan in the Western world, particularly in North America. It started in Seattle Art Museum in 2001, then traveled to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, the Kimball Art Museum in Fort Worth, Texas. The last stop was actually in the Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto, Canada. And the objects, of course, are stunning. Sanxingdui civilization, everybody is totally impressed by the splendor and the grandeur of ancient Sanxingdui artifacts. American football was a very, very popular entertainment and sports in the States. And the logo for the Seattle team, for the Seahawks, is a bird with a hooked beak. We know Sanxingdui pit number 2 produced a large bird with a hooked beak. So the local Seattle people say, hey, this looks like our ancestors, because those birds look very similar. The Sichuan art is probably the most lively and vivid among all ancient Chinese art. Until those 2 magnificent sacrificial pits were discovered and excavated in 1986. Before that, we know there are the ancient sites with potteries, with jades, but not those wonderful and strange bronze figures. This was the newest discovery, not only for Sichuan, for China, but on the entire world stage. This is the most exciting discoveries. I think digital technology gives us wonderful tools to broaden and deepen audience engagement. Certainly, I think all the museums should strive to make the art of different cultures more understandable, more relevant to the people of the local community. Definition of one museum, in my view, I think a museum is a center and a hub of humanity, because people from all walks of life come to visit museums, right? And we serve people from all the economic ladder. The people come here to learn about their own culture or learn about other cultures, and also together as a community. So museum as a platform, as a community center, will always, forever have meanings, has significance. I was born in Shanghai. I went to undergraduate school in Shanghai. My first museum experience of work was more than 40 years ago. So my first hometown is, of course, Shanghai. And then I live and work in San Francisco. So San Francisco is my home as well. But I would say my third home is Chengdu. And so I always come here feeling kind of, I'm coming about ancient culture, especially the Sanxingdui civilization. There's so much work to do. I went to Princeton University for my PhD because I think it's very important to study Chinese art, not only in China, but from outside China. Look at Chinese art from an international perspective. In order to understand Chinese art and archaeology the best way. I'm a specialist about Sanxingdui. I wrote my doctoral thesis about Sanxingdui, so I would naturally come to my mind is Sanxingdui. I would say maybe 2, the monumental bronze trees nearly 4 meters tall, and also full-length standing figure nearly 3 meters tall. No matter you're Chinese, or you're Americans, or you're Europeans, or you're Africans, you're Latinos, people all across the world share same desire. So people who came to visit, not only they enjoy very Chinese-looking objects, admire their visual beauty, but they also can relate with the story behind those objects. So I think in future, when Chinese museums sending exhibitions to the overseas, emphasizing on the stories and the connections is very important. So many information on the media, meaning on the internet, may or may not be correct, may or may not be accurate. So people looking at the museum for accurate information. So museum, in my view, exists in the interface between scholarship and the general public. Everything we do is based on excellent scholarship, so we need to translate their story or translate their scholarship into a popularly available, attractive, interesting stories for the public. And that is what the museum's value is, to translate scholarship into the information that is accessible, interesting, and inspiring to the general public.